Are you ready for the most ridiculous advice in fantasy football? If so, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Now, without any further ado, here they are. It's Terribiculous and Rondiculous.
Hello, fantasy football lovers. Welcome to the Terribiculous Rondiculous Show. I'm Terribiculous, joined by Rondiculous.
Hello, everybody.
What's going on? Week 16, Ron?
Week 16. I can't believe it. It's crazy.
It's unbelievable.
The season has gone by fast.
We have, and we just talked about it. This is probably going to be our last podcast because the holidays coming up. You know, you and I have busy schedules around the holidays. So
Absolutely.
This is probably going to be the last week we're going to be able to help you and win $300,000 in fantasy football.
Exactly. But it's been a fun season. I've enjoyed it.
It's been a great season. But don't worry, we are not going away. We are coming back because we're so popular.
Exactly.
Everybody wants to hear our advice.
Absolutely.
No matter how ridiculous it is.
We'll find something to talk about.
And whether or not you want us to come back, we're coming back anyway.
Exactly.
We're going to find something to talk about. Absolutely right.
Absolutely.
But right now, we've got to talk about last week.
Okay.
We had somebody won some money, and we had some outstanding. We seem to be getting better at this, Ron.
Well, yes, absolutely.
I mean, I didn't think that was possible. I mean, I always knew we were geniuses.
Yeah, exactly.
But somehow we are getting better at picking.
I know, right?
So,
I know,
what happened last week? Who won? What was the? How many points?
Winning score was 203.72, so a little over 200 points. They used Jalen Hurts as their quarterback, who you and I both suggested.
Yep.
So that was a great part. He was the number one overall scorer for the week. He had over 37 fantasy points. Mm-hmm. So so they didn't pair him with anybody. He's a running quarterback, so you don't have to pair him with anybody. They did bring him back with Hopkins on the other side, on Arizona's side, so kind of a mini game stack kind of there. So so they did good. And one big note that they did. They went all out. They gave up on their defense. They played the Jets defense at minimum price $3,000, and they got 8 points for them. So they basically said, "I'm going to pay up for everybody else, and I don't care about my defense."
Right. Again,
and I think
you know what?
Exactly. I think I worry too much about defense. I think I'm going to stop worrying about defense. I really do. I mean, it's like I spend too much time worrying about what defense to play. You can't figure out defenses. You just don't know.
You cannot possibly figure it out, unfortunately, because there's too many variables involved.
Exactly.
You know?
So
although I did pick the number one defense.
You did, the Dallas defense, and they ended up in a lot of the top 10 lineups. We ended up with 11 picks for you guys from last week that ended up in the top 10. Our best picks were Hurts at quarterback, number one quarterback.
Which we both agreed on.
And Derrick Henry was the number 4 running back. J.D. McKissick was the number 5 running back. He was a cheap play. And then Kelsey, the number 1 tight end. Higbee was the number 4 tight end. And Dallas' defense was the number 1 defense. So those were the top 5 picks that we had in the position. So we had some good picks for you guys. Hope you guys won some money. And we're on the week 16. And if you want to review the winning lineup, you can go to FanDuel and pull it up and look if you want. Just study that. So we got a lot to get to for week 16. So we're going to jump into that pretty quickly, I think.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah. So anything you want to add from last week?
No, except I'm sad that this is going to be our last week.
I know. Me too. It's
giving you this wonderful advice.
I know. It's hard to believe 16 weeks. It's gone by fast.
Where did the football season go?
It goes by so fast, you know.
Yeah,
the exciting thing for us as Browns fans is there's probably going to be more football after week 17. Hopefully.
Who says I'm a Browns fan?
So, I don't know. It was just a lucky guess on my part. I don't know. We've talked about it all year too, but yeah. And I don't know. Your hat, your shirt, your socks. I don't know. But so you know what? Browns are doing good. We got it. We supported them when they were losing, so now they're winning. So it's nice to have a winning team to support. So.
You're absolutely right. We have supported them for so many years, and now we are so excited that we can actually.
Exactly.
Oh, it's great. It's a great feeling. They're doing really well. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
So let's do it. Let's jump into week 16.
All right.
Last podcast of the football season for us.
Okay. It's tough too. It's tough.
Is.
I had a tough time picking my game of the week.
Okay. I did too, because there's a lot of different ways to go, but I'm going to hear what you have for yours.
I don't think we're going to agree on this one. I'm still at a 50-50. You can check my notes there, Ron. You can see the 2 I'm picking.
Okay. I can't because I don't have my readers. So it's not like right in my face, so I can't see what your notes say. I see words, but I don't know what they say.
I'm going to go really weird here. I'm going to go Philadelphia. Dallas is my game of the week.
That's my game of the week. Oh my
gosh. I almost didn't want to do that. That's why I had another choice.
What was your other choice?
You were going to make fun of me.
What was your other choice?
The Rams and Seattle.
That was my backup too. That's crazy. Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna have a really.
So those are the 2 games you probably want to focus on. I mean, the Dallas-Philadelphia game. It's a 49-point total. Philadelphia is a 1.5-point favorite right now. They're both still trying to get in the playoffs. They can. They're in a horrible division, but they're both can still make the playoffs. So
Isn't that unbelievable?
yeah, exactly. So they're both playing for a lot. So that's why I picked that game, and I'm guessing that's why you picked it as well. So, and the same thing in the Rams and Seattle game. So
Same thing.
Absolutely. Like I was looking at it, and the Rams right now, they're the number 5 seed. If the playoffs started today, they'd be playing Washington. So I mean, they want to make sure they stay there. Whoever gets to play the NFC East winner is, they're probably pretty happy.
Right.
So it's in Seattle right now. They're a 3 seed, so they want to stay there. They can actually move up to, I think the 2 seed is the highest they can go. I think they can possibly get there, but even still, 3 seed, they're going to be hosting a home game.
Yeah.
So those are 2 good games to look at. And that Seattle game is a 47.5-point total, and Seattle's a 2.5-point favorite.
But we know nothing is guaranteed. We've seen it now this past weekend with the Rams getting beat by the Jets. And Monday night game.
Absolutely.
Which
third-string quarterback, Cincinnati.
I'm not unhappy.
I know. Exactly. Cincinnati beat Pittsburgh. Yeah. No, that was great for the Browns, and it was good for the Bengals too.
Yeah.
So.
They looked good. They really looked good.
Yeah, well.
And that guy with the mustache.
I know, Bernard.
Man,
he showed up a week too late.
Did. I know.
He didn't fumble. Funny when you don't fumble, they keep you in the game. So
I was a week too early on him.
You've been a week too early on a lot. So I don't know. So I think I'm going to jump on all your picks from last week and just copy them. So.
Well, it's amazing that we did agree on that. I really thought that I thought you were going to make fun of me for that Philadelphia game.
I think it's going to be a high-scoring back-and-forth game. I really do. So,
cool.
All right, so let's get into our players. Let's do it.
Do you want to start with quarterback? Do you want me to?
I'll let you start. Who you got?
I've got a great one.
All right,
I'm going with Baker, touchdown maker.
Yeah,
Baker Mayfield at 7,600. The Browns are playing the Jets in New York, but man, if Baker played like he did against the Giants in New York, they're going to be and
against Tennessee. He's been on fire lately.
He has.
Absolutely. But I think it's a good pick.
I've never, being a Browns fan all these years, I've never felt so comfortable watching a game.
Yeah, I know. Me too. It's kind of scary.
Very scary. But I'm going with Baker Mayfield. He's going to tear it up. They're in the hunt. They've got to make the playoffs. They know it. So
exactly.
They got the eye on the prize. Baker Mayfield. Play Baker Mayfield.
I like it a lot. I'll definitely be playing a Cleveland lineup. I play one every week because as a Browns fan, I do, because you never know. But he's been playing really good, so I like that a lot. He's a good price point, too.
Well, is he your number one?
No, he's not, actually. I know. I liked him. I looked at him, but I ended up going a different route.
I already know what you're doing. Yeah, I know where you're going.
So I'm going with the other team there that's trying to make the playoffs, Lamar Jackson, 8,800 against the Giants. They have to win. So it's a must-win. Lamar's going to do what he has to do. He's going to run like he did against Cleveland a couple of weeks ago, and I think he has a big game at 8,800. So I like him against the Giants.
Yeah.
So he's my number one.
Yeah.
So
I like mine better. I would play Baker Mayfield at 7.
I like Baker a lot too. Absolutely. So who do you have for your next quarterback?
I'm going back to last week. I'm going with Jalen Hurts. Man, he's impressed me.
Yeah.
Again, that's my game of the week. He's 8,200 this week. I just can't. He's impressive. He runs it.
I like Jalen Hurts as well. He's actually my third pick at 8,200. But he's same thing. He's been on fire. Internet must win. Obviously, it's a playoff game. It's playoff time for them. So he's played well. He's running a lot. So you love that upside for him. So I like him a lot too. I have another play. Jared Goff against Seattle, 7,400. Seattle's weak against the pass, so it's a must-win, like I said. So, their number one running back, Akers, he got hurt last week. He didn't do much, but he got hurt, and so they're going to be passing. I think they're going to be focusing on the pass game. So I like Jared Goff at 7,400.
Well, funny, that was my third pick, Ron.
Was it?
Yeah,
okay, so
Jared
we got
Goff,
them switched around.
7,400.
Okay, so we agree on Hurts and Goff.
Exactly what you just said.
Yeah.
I rarely do agree with you, but I'm going to agree with you on that as far as Jared Goff goes. And that's why I was having a 50-50 split with my game of the week.
Okay, absolutely. Okay, I like it. I think we agree on those. So those are good players.
Quarterbacks we agree on, except for Baker and
Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Okay, very good.
Okay.
So let's go on to running back.
Who you got as your number one running back?
My number one running back, I went back and forth. I'm going to go with Nick Chubb, 9,000 versus the Jets. So same thing. I like Baker Mayfield too. I like Chubb. he's just a great back. You know, he breaks a couple runs, and he's just a stud. 9,000, so I like him against the Jets.
We totally agree on our number one pick, Ron.
Okay.
I'm going with Nick Chubb at 9,000.
Okay.
Again, same
Okay.
reasoning. The Browns are hungry. They're going to make these playoffs one way or another, and Nick Chubb's going to be a big part of that.
So right now, 3 out of our 4 picks we've agreed on. This is crazy. So
This should be our last show. We should just close it out.
I know, right? I don't know. So if we get all these players right, yeah, exactly, maybe. So you end on a high note.
Yeah,
here.
really.
Exatly.
I like your picks so far, Ron.
I like yours too.
Except for Lamar.
Yeah, so
Okay.
he's a good play. So next up, I have David Montgomery. Apparently, you do too. 7,800 versus Jacksonville.
Are you reading that? Yeah,
No.
David Montgomery. So
Yeah.
that's my number 2. This show's going to be over before we know it.
I
If
know.
we keep agreeing.
No, I mean that's good. That's a good thing that we're agreeing. And like I said, we don't talk about who we picked before these
Not
shows
at
start.
all.
Kind of try to keep it interesting. But he's got 20 plus points in 4 straight games. The only thing I'm going to say about this is the last few weeks we talked about this before we started the show. If it's too good to be true, it almost seems like it is, But he's been on fire. They've been feeding him a lot lately. 4 weeks in a row, 20 plus fantasy points. I'm rolling with him again, 7,800. I think that's too cheap. And they're playing Jacksonville.
you
So
know.
absolutely. So I like him at 7,800.
I have a feeling that they're going to be up on Jacksonville, and I think they're going to be using David Montgomery a lot during the game. So that was one of the reasons I went with him too.
Who else do you have at running back?
I'm almost afraid to say. Now I actually have 2 more because I'm torn.
Okay.
But I have Miles Sanders at 7,300 for Philadelphia against Dallas.
I looked at him. I like him a lot. You know,
Yeah.
Dallas is weak against the run. The only thing that hurts him is Jalen Hurts is running too.
Yeah.
So what worries me is if they get down on the goal line,
Right.
it may steal some. He's still a great play though. So I like Miles Sanders a lot. I think that's
You're
a good,
absolutely right,
yeah.
and we've seen it in New Orleans with Taysom Hill and Alvin Kamara. He takes
exactly.
away some of those runs. So you're absolutely right. That's why I gave you another pick. I'm going with my man Jonathan Taylor in Indianapolis. You're
staying with Jonathan Taylor. Yeah.
He's been lighting it up the past couple weeks. So.
Yeah, and they're playing Pittsburgh this week, I believe, right?
Yeah, they
so,
are. Yeah.
So Taylor's been
Pittsburgh,
Taylor's good, and if they get a lead, try to keep feeding him.
And
So-
usually Pittsburgh is really, really good against the run, and that's why I was hesitating playing him.
Yeah.
But after watching Monday night's game against Cincinnati, they are
Yeah.
they can penetrate.
Well, Pittsburgh, you hate when you can't penetrate. That's the worst. So
That's the end.
Exactly. But Pittsburgh's banged up on defense. They got some players out for this season, other players nicked up. So they are banged up on defense. Offensively, they're not the team they were. Their offensive line's banged up as well. So I like Jonathan Taylor play. Mine's going a little off the board here. This team, they're not in playoff hunt, but I like his play. I like Austin Eckler at 7,000 versus Denver.
Yeah.
I think that could be a sneaky shootout game. People are going to not think about that game because there's no playoff implications, but I think that game could be a sneaky shootout. So I like Eckler at 7,000. He's kind of been up and down since he came back. I think he has a good game.
He might be a great sleeper player.
At 7,000.
Yeah.
They're playing in Los Angeles, so I like him.
I've
at
liked him all
7,000.
year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so,
I really have. So.
Yeah, so that's who I have for my other running back.
Awesome.
Yeah, so let's go on to wide receiver.
Okay, this is going to come as a shock to you. But what I'm going to do here at wide receiver, I'm going to go with a Cleveland guy. I'm going to go with Jarvis Landry at 6,500.
Okay, I like it.
He's my number one pick. I'm pairing him up with Baker Mayfield.
Baker, touchdown maker.
Exactly. We're going to see that happen with Jarvis. Jarvis had a great game last week.
He's been playing well lately, last few weeks, yeah. So
they're in New York again. So
they're playing in New York, exactly. I like that play. Mine's a little more expensive. I'm going with Tyreek Hill, 9,400 versus Atlanta. And the reason I'm going, Atlanta's weak against the pass game. I like Kansas City because Kansas City, if they win this week, they shore up the number 1 seed.
Right.
And they get a bye. Only the number 1 seed gets a bye. It used to be the 1 and 2 seed. Now only the number 1 seed. So if they win this week, they get a bye in the first week of the playoffs, which is huge. So they're going to come out to play. So I like him at 9,400.
Yeah, see, I was feeling a little. You're based on that philosophy. You're absolutely right, Ron. They're going to want to take that bye.
Yeah.
Because
right now Buffalo's still in it.
Yeah.
Because right now Kansas City's 13-1, Buffalo's 11-3. So if Kansas City ended up losing the last 2 and Buffalo won the last 2, it would come down to tiebreaker. I think Kansas City beat Buffalo, so they would probably still get it, but it's still close. So
And that's the reason I stayed, because Kansas City has a lot of high-priced players, and that's the reason I was staying away from them, because I didn't think they were going to come out full force. I'm not sure that they're going to have to come out full force.
Yeah, they're playing Atlanta.
Yeah,
exactly.
But Atlanta can surprise you though too.
True.
I mean,
exactly.
So,
they came out hot against. They ended up losing, but they played well against Tampa Bay.
They played very well against them. So
okay. Who else do you have for us at wide receiver?
I'm going to go back with my last week's pick. I'm going with Robert Woods with the Rams.
I like it. Paired up with my Jared Goff. So.
Paired up with my Jared Goff as well.
Exactly.
He's 7,300. I've got a lot of good value plays for you at wide receiver. He's 7,300. I went with him last week. He had an awesome game. He was one of our top picks.
Yeah,
so
he did good.
I'm going to pick him again. Again, he's in with Cooper Kupp.
Exactly.
So,
well, my next pick is Cooper Kupp, 6,800.
There you go.
I actually like pairing both of them, Goff with Kupp and Woods, because they can both. In that game, it's going to be a high score. I think it's going to be high scoring. Can go back and forth, so they could both go off. So I like Cooper Kupp. He's 6,800. He's a little bit cheaper. I was looking at Woods as well, but Woods is 7,300. So I thought with all these high priced players I'm picking, I need a little cost savings. So I went with Cooper Kupp at 6,800.
Right. If I needed a couple $100,
exactly.
I would go with Cooper Kupp without a problem.
Cooper
Kupp.
So so I like that. And then I have a value play. You're probably not going to like it, but it's actually going to work into your game here. Is Jamison Crowder at 6,000 versus Cleveland?
Yeah.
Because I think they're going to be trailing. I think they're going to be trying to catch up. And Cleveland's defense, they kind of been a bend but don't break. They've given up a lot of yards. So. I don't want Crowder to score any touchdowns, but he can get 10 receptions for 120 yards. And that's a 17-point fantasy day with no touchdowns. So,
Darnold's got to throw to somebody.
Exactly. So I like him at 6,000 against Cleveland. So
okay.
Who else do you have?
I'm going to go with my namesake, Terry McLaurin.
Oh, yeah? Shocker.
7,100. They're playing Carolina. I think they're in Washington, actually.
I think they're playing in Washington.
They're playing in Washington.
Yeah, I think so.
Ron Rivera's old club coming into town. So
that's true.
It should be a good game. Washington, I think, is going to,
take care of business.
Take care of business there against Carolina.
Terry
McLaurin's my number 3 pick at 7,100.
Okay, all right, I like it.
I mean, that's a good value too.
I think it is. I think it is. I think that's a good play. So that's all I have at wide receiver. Who else do you have?
Okay,
that's
those
it.
3.
Okay,
Jarvis Landry, Robert Woods, and Terry McLaurin.
All right, and I got Tyreek Hill, Cooper Kupp, and Jamison Crowder. Tight ends.
Always a problem, but
not for me. I know who I'm going with.
Well, I know who I'm going with too.
Who are you going to go with?
You know what? I'm going to go off the
grid.
Off the grid here. What I've been doing all week or for this week. I'm going to go with somebody from Cleveland. I'm going to go with Austin Hooper.
Oh man, I can't believe that. Where did that come from?
5,100 Austin Hooper.
Austin Hooper. Wow, that's
He's
shocker.
a Cleveland guy.
Yeah. Wow, you haven't picked any Cleveland guys yet. I like the strategy.
My number 1 pick.
I like him. Austin Hooper, good play. The only, like I said, we talked about this earlier in the season. They got Harrison Bryant, and they also have Njoku. So, but Hooper's the number 1 tight end. So I like him. Good play.
You're absolutely right about that. And
he's good cost savings. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
You never know who he's going to go with. And Bryant has actually been playing.
He's been really well. Yeah.
Very well. He's a great value.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, at tight end. But I'm going with Austin Hooper as my number 1. I see Austin Hooper getting at least 1 touchdown.
Okay. I'm going with Travis Kelce. Shocked. I know you were all shocked. 8,800.
You never go with Travis.
I know, right?
He is a Cleveland guy, though.
Yeah, exactly.
He's from Cleveland.
He's from Ohio, exactly. 8,800 versus Atlanta. Like I said, he's very expensive, but he's a wide receiver in the tight end position.
Yep.
He's just been on fire, and like I said, if Kansas City wins, they shore up home field. So him and Tyreek Hill go out and have a big game, and they're very expensive though. So if you don't pay up for him, I completely understand, but. He should have a good game against Atlanta.
I'm surprised you didn't take Mahomes.
So
you didn't.
You know what? I had Mahomes
this week?
I had him on my list. He's 9,400. He's really expensive. So I like you can actually do a Mahomes, Hill, and Kelce lineup. I toyed around with one. So you got to find a lot of value, but you can do it. So I like Mahomes too you can play him every week. I mean, literally, Kansas City's offense every week, you can plug them in and try to fill out the other 6 positions, and you're probably going to have if you can find some value plays, you're going to be in pretty good shape to win some money.
Right.
So, but Mahomes is 9,400. But so I like Kelce at 8,800. Who else do you have for us?
You usually don't pick Kelce during that.
I know it's not like me.
Well, at least you have a favorite.
Yeah, true.
I'm going to go with someone different. I'm going with Logan Thomas as my number 2 pick at 6,000.
Yeah.
Again, a Washington player playing Carolina. He did very well last week.
He had a good game.
I think
really
he's going
good
to
game.
have another good game this week because Carolina's kind of their defense is bad against the tight ends.
They're kind of weak against the tight ends.
So
Yeah,
I'm going with Logan Thomas to have another good game.
I like that a lot. He's one of Haskins' favorite targets, so I like him. And I'm not sure if Alex Smith is going to play this week or not, but Logan Thomas, he's been getting a lot of targets all year, so he had a good game last week, and I definitely see him having a good game.
I'm mad that
week.
I didn't play him last week too because I looked at him.
I know,
and I was
right?
like,
Yeah.
why didn't I play him?
I know. After the fact, it's so easy.
Oh,
isn't
yeah,
it?
of
It's like,
course.
oh man, I know it. I knew it.
Yeah.
So my next one up is in our game of the week that we talked about is Dallas Goedert, 5,700. You don't have to pair Hurts up with anybody, but he got 8 targets last week. Playing Dallas, like I said, he's 5,700. I like him.
I didn't even think about him actually.
Yeah, so I think he could be somebody you could pair up with Hurts if you wanted to pair him up with somebody.
Oh,
so,
cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
You really don't have to. Like
You don't
just
have to
said.
because of the running upside. Yeah.
He's just.
Yeah.
I mean, he really impressed me. That's why he's back in my lineup again.
Exactly, I like him too. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's in my top 3 as well. So, but yeah, at 5,700, he's a nice cost savings, and he sneaks in the end zone, and he's paid off for you. So, and he's been getting the targets too. So, in the last couple of weeks, he's been one of Hurts's favorite people to target. So, I like him at 5,700.
Cool.
All right, who
My
else?
last pick, Noah Fant. I'm going back with him. I've done him a lot this season. 6,200. Denver, they're playing in
Chargers.
LA.
Yeah, like I said, I think it could be a sneaky shootout game.
Yeah.
So I like that pick. I like that a lot. He's one of the top receivers too. For them for Denver, and good pick.
Chargers are a little weak against the tight ends as
they
well.
are.
So
Exactly.
I think he could have another good game.
Good call.
Especially at 6,200.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good call. My other one is 5,600. It's Hayden Hurst for Atlanta against Kansas
yeah.
City. Because once again, I think Kansas City is going to be leading. Atlanta's going to be chasing. Kansas City is pretty good against wide receivers. They're weaker against the tight end, so he may get lots of targets. So at 5,600, I like Hayden Hurst.
I like him too. I played him before this season, so
Yeah.
not a bad play there, Ron.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I know. Maybe I'll get better on my tight ends. It only took 16 weeks. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how we do this week. But
Really?
I know.
Let's not talk about it yet.
Exactly. So that's it. And we got some defenses to talk about as well.
Yeah.
So who do you want to do? Who's your top defense? I'm
My
going to
top-
guess.
My top defense, you'll never guess.
I'm not going to guess. It's the Browns. I know it's the Browns. So
I'm going with the Browns. 49.
that's my top pick too. I mean, if you want to pay up a defense, I think they're the best one to pay up for, 4,900.
I do too. I don't think the Jets are going to have that great of a game. I didn't think they were going to have that great of a game last week, but
Yeah.
I really don't think they're going to have that great of a game. But the Browns are locked in.
Yeah, like we talked about, it's a good thing the Jets won last week because now the Browns know that it's a cakewalk. They haven't won a game. They won a
Right.
game every week. Any as we've seen this year, any team can win. So they're gonna come in ready to play. I think they are. So Stefanski's done a good job this year. So
Stefanski's done an outstanding job.
so
And
4,900.
We've seen this before, though. The Browns will come in and play at the level of their opponent.
Exactly.
You know,
but they haven't done that this year.
They have not done
they've
that
played
this
well.
year,
Yeah,
so.
they've won the games they're supposed to win. They played well. I mean, they've had a couple letdowns, obviously, but overall they've played really well. So
Right.
Stefanski's done an awesome job. So I think he should be coach of the year. So,
I agree with you 100%.
So I like him a lot. And I like the Browns a lot at 4,900. My next pick is Carolina actually against Washington. I know, 4,000. So
We went the total opposite. I went with Washington.
Okay.
defense
Oh, there we go. Let's
at
see.
4,800.
Okay, yeah. See, now I went with Carolina because Washington gives up a lot of sacks. If Haskins is playing, can throw some interceptions.
Yep.
So I'm looking for cheaper defenses. So
Yeah.
4,000. So I got them against Washington. I like Washington as well, but they're more expensive. So I'm looking for the cheaper defenses for you guys to play. So I think Carolina, if they get a pick six or something, then they pay off. So,
Right.
So
Yeah.
you have Washington. Who else do you have at defense?
I'm going with Houston.
Yeah, I like
Against
Houston a lot.
Cincinnati. Yeah.
Yeah,
4,600.
Yeah, that's a good play. Yeah, I like that a lot. So I like them, and then I have another cheaper play is the Chargers against Denver at 3,700. So Denver's thrown a lot of interceptions this year, so that's what I'm going for, 3,700. And then Philadelphia, just throw that out there. Philadelphia has allowed the most sacks on the season. They've thrown a lot of interceptions so well. And you're Dallas. You picked them, last week. They're 3,800. So,
and again, like we talked about at the top of the show, you can't. It's so hard to pick the defense.
It really is. Like like you said, the winning lineup last week. They punted on defense. Like punting basically gave up on it. They played the bare minimum Jets at 3,000 and then won them 300,000. So I'm not going to worry too much about defense. Right. I'm going to fill my lineup up when whoever's left to play. That's who I'm going to play my defense. And if I have to play the Jets again if I play Jets this week, I'll play the Jets. Right. Even if they don't do much, it gives me the cost. The save. The cost savings at defense is going to allow me to pay up for other positions.
I've always done that too. The defense is always my last position that I fill because whatever money I have, I'm going to
just throw them in there.
To fill it in there.
You like you said, you get a fluky defensive touchdown. That's all you need.
Just like it happened last week.
Well,
with Dallas
exactly. Onside kick return for a touchdown.
An onside kick.
Yeah, Connor Lamb, your man.
Connor Lamb.
He keeps calling him Connor Lamb all year. CD Lamb. So
his name is Connor.
Yeah, as far as Terry's concerned.
As far as I'm concerned.
Exactly.
I can name these players anything I want as long as if they do that, I'll call them anything I want to call them.
That's true, absolutely. So that was a nice play.
Yeah, but seriously, how would I have predicted that? You
can't.
That's what we're trying to say.
You can't predict defensive touchdowns. You really can't. So yeah.
Although that was my number one pick.
It was a great job. So those are our defenses. Now we have our hidden gems.
Ooh, my favorite part of the show.
All right. Do you have any super stacks for us this week?
I do.
I have one too.
Yeah.
So
I put together.
You want to start with a super stack, or you want to do the hidden gems first?
No, I only have one hidden gem this week, and I'm going with Malcolm Brown.
Yeah. Okay.
5,500.
Yep.
What was I going to say? I can't remember.
Akers is hurt. He's out. They've already ruled him out.
Yeah, right. Henderson and Brown are going to have the majority. I think Malcolm Brown is going to get the majority.
Yep. I looked at them too. I looked at both of them. I'm like, who's going to get most of the carries?
And at 5,500 for a running back, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I like it. I have a running back too. It's even cheaper.
Ooh,
yeah. Ito Smith for Atlanta, $5,000 versus Kansas City.
God, it's been a long time since I've heard his name.
Raheem Morris came out and said that Ito Smith is the lead back now.
Wow.
Now, he only got 6 carries last week, but there's my philosophy. Against Kansas City, the best way to beat them is keep their offense off the field. So and Kansas City's weaker against the run than the pass. Mm-hmm. So if they try to run the ball, to possess the ball, Ito Smith could do some damage. Even if he doesn't do a whole lot and they fall on the 1 yard line, he gets a goal line carry and gets a touchdown. At $5,000, he doesn't need much to pay off for you. So I like him at $5,000. So,
like I said, that's a name I have not heard in weeks.
Yeah. So Ito Smith, someone to think about. So now, if Kansas City gets out huge real early, then that goes out the window. So keep that in mind. But if they can keep it close,
well, it's going to be too late at that time, Ron. If Kansas City gets out ahead,
well, that's what I'm saying. So hey.
It's too late. You've already played Ito Smith. So
oh well, that's true. But no, I'm just saying when you're building your lineup, just know that if that happens, then your lineup's probably going to be screwed. So I have another one for you.
Well, at least I've heard of Ito Smith.
Well, I think you're going to like my next hidden gem.
Oh Lord,
it's Donovan Peoples-Jones at 4,900 versus the Jets.
I do like Donovan Peoples-Jones.
I like the passing game.
Who does he play for again?
He plays for the Cleveland Browns. So I was looking at Baker Mayfield too. Baker Mayfield's been on fire. Peoples-Jones doesn't get a ton of targets, but he gets a deep target. Yeah. So he gets a deep touchdown. That's all he needs to pay off at 4,900. So I like him a lot.
And he has been one of my hidden gems before.
Exactly. He didn't pay off that week.
He didn't pay off that week.
But he'll pay off this week for you. But yeah,
again, I'm ahead of my time.
You are ahead of your time.
I just need to pick
exactly.
I like it.
Yeah, 4,900. I like that a lot. So I had that, and then I actually had one tight end sleeper. I have a couple, yeah.
Wow, Ron, you came up with a lot of sleepers.
I did, yeah. This is a great one. Tyler Eifert, 4,600 versus Chicago. They're the second worst. They've given up the second most fantasy points per game to tight ends. So I'm guessing they're going to be trailing, having to throw. So Tyler Eifert at 4,600 if you need a cheap tight end.
You won't play him because you're too busy with your tight end with Kelsey. So I mean,
well, that's true, but
he'll give you some options.
Yeah, exactly. But no, 4,600, super cheap. So someone to think about.
Right.
So if you want to pay down for tight end and pay down for a defense, that's what a lot of people do for strategy. So It's a good way to go. So that's it. And then I have my super sleeper stack. I want to hear yours first.
Man, I have a great super sleeper stack for you.
All right, let's hear it.
And my super sleeper stack is built with a team that we haven't heard a lot about this week.
All right.
I'm going to make my super sleeper stack Baker Mayfield at quarterback, Austin Hooper at tight end, and Kareem Hunt at running back. What do you think, Rob?
How is that a super sleeper stick when he's your number one pick? But hey, I like it. I like the Baker Mayfield. I like it a lot. I like Baker Mayfield, Donovan Peoples-Jones, Austin Hooper. But
I'm on a theme this week, Rob.
You are on a theme. You seem to have a theme every week, but it's been working for you. So I got to say, I like Baker Mayfield a lot. That is a great super sleeper stack.
I thought so too.
I have one that
I know my number one pick.
I know, right?
Kareem Hunt. I wanted to squeeze him in there somehow.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Because
he wanted to mention every Browns player he could. So, and I think we have pretty much.
I think we have, yeah.
On offense, anyway. So, all right. So my super
Myles Garrett, he is going to be a Pro Bowler.
He plays for the Cleveland Browns defense, so he's really good. So
I'm glad this is our last week.
I know we've had a good run. Yeah, it's been fun. My super sleeper stack is in the Chargers Denver game.
Okay.
I'm going with Drew Lock at 6,800, Tim Patrick at 5,500, and Noah Fant at 6,200. Like I said, I think it's going to be a shootout, and I think that's someone you could look at to make a cheap stack, and people they're going to be low owned too, so people aren't going to be looking at them. And there's a reason they'll be low owned, but he could definitely pay off for you. So
yeah, that's what we do the super sleeper stack for. People that you're not normally going to look at.
Yeah, like Baker Mayfield.
All right, I have given you some great advice this week.
You have given you've been giving great advice ever since you started giving picks. You've been giving great advice. So kudos to you.
You know,
You've done a great job.
I wasn't supposed to do this. This wasn't really my job. But then I started getting into it because we were going to have a head-to-head battle that one week.
I know. And Terry was like, Ron's picks are not that good. I got to start making some good picks here. I know. So Terry had to step in and pick up the team, and he has.
Worked. Yeah.
Yeah, you've done well.
Because now we have a lot more viewers now.
Yes. So we've doubled our viewership. So
they're listening to my advice.
Well, they should be because you've been making great picks. So I think we've had some good picks. We've had some. I think we had some fun shows this year. I hope everybody's enjoyed the shows.
And we're not going away. We just won't be around next week.
Yeah, next week.
Holiday
exactly.
Schedule. So you're going to be on your own. Hopefully, you'll win some money even without us.
Exactly.
But we will be back. We just don't know.
Absolutely. Yeah, and then maybe we'll do some playoff ones. We'll see how they play out.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. So I think it's been fun. Thanks for doing this. I've been trying to talk Terry to do it for a couple of years. So I've had fun this season. I hope you have as well.
I've had a great time. And I hope you all have too. You go to our website still, trpcast.com. Check out all the latest information. Any changes, injuries, or whatever, Ron will update that on.
We'll get those posted. We want to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year as well.
Absolutely. Thanks for watching.
Thank you so much. Good luck this weekend. Bye.